Hey, what's going on, Hammer fam? Welcome back to HammeredHead. Today we got the Power of the Force Ewoks Wicket and Logray. I've recently been rewatching the old Ewoks movies, and God, those things are hard to get through. So it's a little refreshing to get some classic Return of the Jedi Ewok action. But these guys look pretty cool. Power of the Force is usually pretty basic figures, but you can tell they actually put a lot of work into detailing these guys. And it's nice we get two of them in one package. Get a freeze frame action slide, which always slaps. And they come with a staff, medicine pouch, and spear. Cool. Logray and the Ewoks stand amazed as their newfound idol, Protocol Droid C-3PO, begins to magically levitate as Luke Skywalker uses the power of the Force. Sick. Classic picture, except I don't think that's Wicket. Maybe they don't actually stand next to each other in the movie. But yeah, pretty classic Power of the Force card back. Some iconic Ewoks. Let's take a look. As they say on Endor, Yub Nub, eat shop, Yub Nub. For Power of the Force figures, these guys actually look pretty good. I think Wicket might be just a little too big, a little too hefty. But the sculpt and detail itself looks really good. He looks really cute, super fluffy. A decent amount going on with the fur and the paint. Obviously, it's not the most advanced Ewok figure out there, but you know, for a cheap Power of the Force one, this guy looks really nice. He's got a really firm grasp on the spear, which also has a good sculpt and good paint work. All the way up to the spearhead. The only thing missing on the spearhead is sort of like a twine or rope or something tying the actual point down to the stick. It's sculpted but not painted. But the rest of the figure looks great. The headpiece does come off. It's a little tough because it's a really firm fit on him. But if you fiddle with it a little bit, it comes off. And then he looks really goofy. Super doesn't look like Wicket now. But there are, so many different Ewoks that if you have a nicer Wicket that looks a lot more like him, then this guy could just play generic Ewok, which is nice. Issue, though, is the printing on the back of his sort of headgear here is really obvious. I don't think that looks too great. Logray also looks phenomenal. I think this guy is definitely the winner of this set. He's got a lot of paint going on with the stripes. Just looks really good all around. And same sculpt. Remarks as Wicket. He looks pretty solid. The fur looks good. And the accessories are great. The sort of medicine staff thing is really elaborate. There are a few different types of bones and feathers on here. And the sculpting and painting on the wood looks really good. The pouch likewise. They put a lot of effort into that. Again, a few different feathers and other assorted trinkets hanging off there. Which is, a lot of effort to go in for a unique accessory that's really only going to come with this guy. And the headgear also looks phenomenal. And this, I believe, also does come off. Again, it's a little tough just with his ears the way they are. Just don't want to break anything. There you go. Yeah, so his ears look even pointier once it comes off, but that would allow you to remove the pouch if you wanted to. Again, just really, for Power of the Force, this figure looks great. And I think for a figure as simple as an Ewok, he definitely is acceptable. We already looked at the accessories, really. The only other thing would be the freeze frame action slide. It says Ewoks acquainting themselves with the Rebel Strike Force. And you can kind of see it's just the same images on the card back. Again, I really like these things. This image, they probably could have picked a better one, to be honest, but Logray looks really good in it, so I can't complain. And nothing to write home about articulation, it's just 5 POA. It's swivel everything in the head, arms, and legs. Issue with the legs is the feet are not sculpted flat, so you kind of have to swivel them at least a little bit to get him to stand up straight. But it looks okay. He's just, going to be holding a power stance the whole time. And then with the head, he can't really rotate it while they have the headgear on. So pretty much just facing straight unless you take it off. That's Wicket and Logray from Power of the Force. I like these guys. Power of the Force obviously is not the top tier collection for Star Wars figures, but it's relatively cheap, and for an Ewok you don't really need that much going on. And these guys look close enough to the character that I think it's worth it. There are obviously higher quality versions of Wicket and Logray out there, but this is the cheapest you're going to find them. And if you just need like a generic assemblage of Ewoks, getting these guys together for a cheap price is a pretty good deal. I'll post an Amazon affiliate link in the description, so if you like these guys, feel free to get it for yourself from that link. Great way to support the channel and build your own collection. But let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to my Patreon subscribers. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page, and don't forget, stay hammered.